I don't have the mic on. Damn it. There we go. There's the mic. This is why I check things, Joan. Now let me make sure the other me checks into it. I think I will hear myself in a second. I don't have the mic on. Damn it. There we go. Okay. There's the mic. This is why I check things, Joan. All right, let's mute that. All right, we're ready to go. Sorry, I was a little late today. Oh, man. Welcome to the live stream where we do it live. Right, Little Joan? Little Joan's right here. Little Joan had a rough weekend because we had guest dog over here. Guest dog is in your space, I know. My girlfriend's dog is guest dog. And she was all up in Joan's space. Oh, she didn't like that. She didn't like that. Now she's queen of the castle again. Hi, welcome to the live stream where we do it live. I'm Tony D. This is Little Joan. And Indie Phantom is already on here. What the F is going on? Hollywoke. Yeah. Oh, the box office is a nightmare this week. We're going to take a look at that. We'll try to get into what might be happening in 2026. Indie Phantom rock and roll after the Christmas corridor. Rock and roll after the Christmas corridor. Not sure what you mean, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. This is the first live stream of 2026, and I already screwed it up. So good on me. I have some hot tea. Because I needed a little hot tea and honey. The girlfriend took me to an Eagles game, and let me tell you, it was cold. It was so cold, and she's the Eagles fan, and she turned to me and said, "Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Sure, I'll go." And we went into a nice warm restaurant where we watched most of the rest of the game. I don't even know who won. The Eagles were losing last time I checked, but it was freezing, and we had hand warmers. I had an undershirt on. Indie Phantom, some of the shills talking up the box office, but it's the Christmas corridor, Tony. Folks were on holiday. That is true, but typically on holiday, people go to the movies. As always, on Christmas, the Jewish community, that's a tradition. It's movies and Chinese food. So that's usually a big weekend. And then going into New Year's, people go to the movies because they're off. And they're just lounging around. Indie Phantom, reality going to set in hard. This upcoming week tells the true tale of, yes, movies and how they're dying. Even Leonardo DiCaprio this week acknowledged that. He was like, I don't know if people are coming to the movies anymore. Yeah, what gave you your first clue, Leo? JEC is here. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome. It's a disaster, but let's jump right into it because it's 8 o'clock. Look at this list. Look at this list. The top 10 movies are all from previous weeks. Indie Phantom, yeah, that's what I mean. So more people this week, but soon the failure will be complete. That sounds like a Star Wars line. Soon the failure will be complete, and movies will finally be dead, and the dark Sith will rule. Indie Phantom, DiCaprio wakes up from his wokely slumber. He's too busy banging supermodels two at a time, I imagine. And going to climate things. That's a joke. And, of course, doing a movie like One Battle After Another, which looks to popularize revolution and communism. Really getting sick of that, by the way. You people, it's high time someone called you out on that. The communism is sickening. It's sickening. But let's get into it. So Avatar Fire and Ash is the #1 movie in America. It's in its 3rd week. This should not be #1, but it made an estimated 40 million. Still in almost 4,000 theaters. They're showing this 2 screens a pop, I would imagine. That's pretty damn good. Dropped by 37%. Worldwide, it cracked $1 billion. But most of that is in international box office, and most of that is, say it with me, China. Well, not most of it, I guess. 99 million. I guess that's not most. It's a lot of it, though. 1/7. France is #2 with 54. Germany, 43. I don't know how you get 777 million on this list, but I guess you do. India is only 18 million. Really? I'm surprised. JEC, Leo realized kids don't go to the movies anymore when none of his girlfriends had seen one battle after another. Ba-dum-bum. Ha! #2 is Zootopia. Also #2. And this is 6 weeks in its release. 6 weeks. Now, don't get me wrong, this movie did well, 19 million, and it's over $1 billion. But 1.2 billion of that is the international box office. And that, a lot of that's China. $500 million is from China, so that's a lot. That's a lot. Second to France. How are people in France seeing movies? 56 million. Have you seen France recently? Paris looks like a third world bazaar from the Indiana Jones movie. #3, going up from 4. The Housemaid, 14 million in its 3rd week. Which I think is its 2nd week. Technically, 133 million. That's not bad considering its budget. I can't imagine the budget on this thing is high. It takes place in a house. And I don't think there are a lot of special effects. So, Housemaid, 133 million, that's pretty good. It only dropped by 3%. Zootopia only dropped 4%. Now, these movies seemingly have legs, but do they really? It's hard to tell. There's just nothing to compete with them. You know, you've got Avatar, which sort of overlaps with Zootopia. But, you know, Zootopia would be more of a kid's movie. The Housemaid would be mostly for, I think, women. It's a drama, thriller. Maybe there's some overlap with Avatar. Indie Phantom, Avatar 3 in 300 million below what Avatar 2 was at this point. I don't know if anyone cares because it's cracked $1 billion. JEC, going into the dead zone of January and February. #4, dropping from 3, is Marty Supreme at 12 million. This is in its 3rd week. Again, really its 2nd week at 12 million. But they put it in more theaters. It's like they're trying to create some sort of artificial legs, but that's only a drop of 29%. So it's made about 57 million on a movie that costs 70. I don't think that's going to make any money. That can't make any money. It's not even going to break even for its budget. I mean, maybe in the gross it might, but for whatever that's worth. But that's Oscar bait. Clearly, that's Oscar bait. Anaconda, solid #5 in its 2nd week. $10 million. Doing 88. which isn't too bad for a comedy. I don't know how much it cost, though. There had to be some CGI in this. There's a lot of big names in it. It's only a drop of 31%. Maybe it's watchable. Indie Phantom, the multiplex is about to become a desert. That is bad, Tony. How many Zootopians left? Not many in America. I did a video about this on Stranger Things and movie theaters. So they put the last episode of Stranger Things, which I don't think is on this list. No, it's not even on the list. Indie Phantom, I only want to see the Ping Peons movie. The what? The Ping Peons movie now because the director Abel Ferreira has a major acting role, and so does David Mamet. Not sure which movie you're talking about. The Ping Peons? Number 6, up from 7. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, 8.2 million. That's in its third week. That's an actual third week. SpongeBob always does okay. I'm not sure what they spent on this movie, but it already made 112 million, so probably not too much, considering that in the case of SpongeBob, the infrastructure's there, right? You've got all the talent. That's all ready. You already have the animators. You're just making essentially a couple of episodes of SpongeBob smashed together. Throat is a little raw. Oh, the ping pong movie. It's that movie you just mentioned. Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme, yes. I only want to see the ping pong movie now because the director Abel Ferreira has a major acting role, and so does David Mamet. So does Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. He's in it too. Which isn't a bad idea. But, yeah, I could wait for, streaming. Doesn't look good. These are all movies from the last 3 weeks, just about. Number 7 is David, down from 6. Angel Studios, 8 million. It's doing okay, I believe. We're at 70 million domestic. This is its third week. It's about all. Domestic is about all it's going to make. Budget is 60 million, so that doesn't look like it's going to make money. However, a movie like David is an evergreen, and you could sell DVDs and Blu-rays to the cows come home forever on that kind of movie. So, JEC, Mr. Wonderful makes me not want to see it. But he's Mr. Wonderful. Indie Phantom. Oh, he's Canadian. Some non-woke cameos. That's a flick I need to see then. Number 8 is Song Sung Blue. Was in its second week. Also number 8. And that's at 5.8 million. JEC says, should have made it D4VD about the one rapper who killed his underage girlfriend and left her body in his Tesla. I don't know if even people would have seen that. But Song Sung Blue is in its second week. It's only down 18%, but they jammed it in another 127 theaters. Now, I thought this movie would do better because of the music, but maybe it's too old. 30 million on a movie that probably cost more than that, but probably not much more. Hugh Jackman just posted a video of him getting, I think he got a guitar from Neil Diamond signed by him. He was very excited. So, or it was signed by the guy who he portrays in the movie. JEC, D4VID was the most Googled man of 2025. Yeah, it's like weird because he seems very, very guilty, and they've only just managed to charge him. Like, I don't know about you, but I think if they found a body in the trunk of my car, I don't think I'd be expecting to go home that night. I'd be expecting to sleep in a jail cell and be charged immediately. But GEC, you know who young people love? Neil Diamond. Yeah, we're trying to attract a younger demo. Well, I got this movie about Neil Diamond music. Oh, Neil Diamond? Like a Neil Diamond biopic? No, it's guys who sing Neil Diamond. You know, guys after him who are really into it. Oh, yeah, that's got to have young people written all over it. JC, he isn't charged yet? Oh, I thought he was. They just admitted he's the lead suspect. Oh, I thought he was finally charged. Number 9, Wicked for Good. This movie's been out 7 weeks. Why is this in the top 10? It's in over 1,800 movie theaters still. 3.2 million. Some movies don't even open that high. That's crazy. Number 10, Five Nights at Freddy's. 2.7 million. It's in its 5th week. And now at number 11, the first new movie on this list. We Bury the Dead, starring Daisy Ridley in some sort of zombie movie that doesn't look very interesting. And this is coming from me, a guy who watches zombie movies whenever he can. 2.5 million. Indie Phantom, they had to literally wait for his tour to end. Guilty pleasure for me, The Jazz Singer with Neil Diamond. Fine cheddar served. Yeah, this We Bury the Dead movie doesn't really look great. Here's the summary. With her husband missing in the aftermath of a catastrophic military experiment, a desperate woman joins a body retrieval unit in the hopes of finding him alive, but her search takes a chilling turn when the corpses she's burying start showing signs of life. Okay? I think it's supposed to be a zombie movie. Indie Phantom, We Bury Daisy is another terrible movie. Yeah, it's like they're picking the worst movies in the world for her to star in, and she just goes, "Yes, please." It's like that Die Hard movie they put her in. Like Die Hard, Daisy Ridley, 90 pounds soaking wet. You're going to put her in a Die Hard movie? JEC, being really into Neil Diamond, so much so that you perform covers of Neil Diamond music. What person born before 1980 can relate to that? Or can't relate to that? Indie Phantom, Tony, you need to do a list of some unsung or fun zombie B flicks. All right. Well, I love Shaun of the Dead. I'm sure you've all seen that. And of course, the original Dawn of the Dead is great. And you got Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. That's the one in the mall. No, wait. It's Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead. The Dawn of the Dead's in the mall. And then Day of the Dead's the last one. Which isn't as good, but it's fun. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. One of my favorites is, I can't remember the name, but it's a combination. The pitch is, zombies meets Mad Max. So it's an Australian movie, and the people in the movie figure out that the fumes coming out of the zombies can fuel their cars, but only in the daytime. And then at night it doesn't work, and their cars all stop, and they have to spend the night in their cars until the next day. It's a very weird movie. Continuing, No Other Choice. This is that South Korean flick. 991,000 in its second week in 45 theaters. That's not bad for 45 theaters. JEC, Die Hard, only it's outside a building because it's about a window washers isn't a terrible idea. But 98-pound Daisy Ridley is all wrong. She looks like a stiff wind would blow her away. Exactly. And she, a cute girl making a tough guy face doesn't go, it's just hilarious. Like, like, oh, hey, cutie. I'm going to kill you. Sure you will, doll. Sure you will. Indie Phantom. Love all those, but I figure you've seen some in the weeds. Wormwood is that one. Oh, yeah, Wormwood. Gosh. Oh, I always recommend Juan of the Dead, which is a Cuban zombie movie. It's really good. And it's cool because it sort of gives you insight to how the Cubans live every day. And Juan creates his own zombie removal service business. So Juan's the guy to call when you have too many zombies around your property, and he shows up and kills them all. It's pretty funny. Yeah, maybe I'll do a zombie list next week. Hamnet is number 13. 710,000. This is more Oscar bait going out of theaters. JC, Daisy would start an OnlyFans before she took a window washing job dangling 50 stories of off street level. Well, I kind of think unless she's a complete spendthrift, she's probably got some money. Although, speaking of spendthrift, have you seen the articles about Mickey Rourke? Everybody quick do a Google of Mickey Rourke and look at the recent picture of him. And speaking of zombies, holy crap, take a look at Mickey Rourke in the most recent photo of him. He looks awful. He looks like he's dying. Like dying from radiation poisoning or something. He looks really, really bad. And he claims to be broke. So, which is so bizarre because me and a friend had tried to put together a movie deal, and we had picked Mickey Rourke, this was before The Wrestler, to be the villain because we thought we could get him cheap. And now it seems like you could get him cheap again. JEC, I meant in the logic of the window washing movie. Oh, okay. JC, he's like in his mid-70s trying to look like he's in his 30s still. Well, they caught a picture of him ordering DoorDash from Taco Bell. And he's like getting the bag, and he's lifted up the bag. Indie Phantom, quick, write a zombie flick for Mickey, Tony. No makeup needed. Yeah. After Hamnet, number 14 is The Plague. This is an IFC movie. Again, they're playing fast and loose with the theaters in order to avoid the second week real numbers. 400K. JC, very bad hair weave. He's not fooling anyone. Is this thing on from Searchlight? This is the Bradley Cooper movie with Will Arnett. 250K. Third week. Going into slightly more theaters, I guess? No, same amount, 33. The Secret Agent, more Oscar bait, 204,000 in its sixth week. Eternity, A24 in its sixth week, 180K. Resurrection, 130K, 32K. Sentimental Value, more Oscar bait, 85K in its ninth week. The Testament of Anne Lee, I believe it's a musical, 66K in its second week, dropping only 12%, but it's only in 4 theaters. So who cares? JC, I found the DoorDash pic. He looks his age, but he just doesn't have his weave on. Maybe it's a bad wig. Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, 51K in its second week, up 17% in 4 theaters. Predator Badlands, still stinking up the place, 46K in 50 theaters. Ella McKay, talk about a stinker, 34K in 115 theaters, down 60% in its 4th week. It Was Just an Accident, 23K in 15 theaters in its 12th week. Mistress Dispeller, $1,363, and it's in its 11th week in 4 theaters, up from 3. That is $130,097,785. Weird. Well, at least it's over 100 million. I gotta say, numbers wise, that doesn't sound that bad for the movies. We had weeks near October, there weren't they under 100? Let's see. Let's go back a ways. Let's go back to November. November was 189 in its last week. Here's November 7th. Yeah, that was 81 million. Halloween weekend, 56 million. So, movie-wise, or money-wise, not good. JEC, my God, look at this pic. Am I going to get in trouble? I'm going to click on it. I'm trusting you, JEC. Oh, wow. Look at that hair. He looks like some kind of character from from Primus. Remember Primus? They would do characters where they look like they were made of plastic. That's what he looks like. He doesn't look real. That hairline is so fake. Oh my God. Whew. That looks bad. JC, 130 isn't bad. Maybe it's just light for the last week of December, which has people spooked. He looks like he's wearing a mask. I told you, he's got some bad weaving. Yeah, he really does. That's awful. Indie Phantom, not a great look. JC, Botox to the extreme. Ugh, yeah, I guess that's what it is. So yeah, it's weird. So January beat out November or October weekend. Halloween weekend was beaten out by a week in January. That doesn't make any sense. And they released so many damn horror pics. You think they would get it together to release most of them near or around Halloween when people want to see them. And there was almost, I think there were maybe 2 horror movies out that week. And they've released a lot. So, I don't know, man. It is what it is, I guess. All right, let's get into the trades. JC, Barfly is my favorite Mickey Rourke movie. To all my friends. I remember that movie. Avatar, Fire and Ash crosses 1 billion. Avatar is going another movie. Here it is. I talked about this article. Leonardo DiCaprio wonders if people still have the appetite for movie theaters. Will they become like jazz bars? You mean non-existent? Yeah, probably. Joan, I gotta get you off my lap. You're too hot. There you go. Whew. And what do you care, Leo? You're worth gazillions. The Titanic star questioned if people still have the appetite for movie theaters. He also pondered if cinemas would become silos like jazz bars. It's changing at lightning speed, DiCaprio said of the film industry. Unlike your opinion, which took like how many years to get on board with this? We're looking at a huge transition. First, documentaries disappeared from cinemas. Now dramas only get finite time and people wait to see it on streamers. I don't know. I just hope enough people who are real visionaries get opportunities to do unique things to the future that are seen in cinemas. But that remains to be seen. The Oscar winner is a staunch defender of cinematic integrity. During a recent sit-down with Time, DiCaprio slammed AI in film, saying the technology is incapable of humanity and thus can't be authentically considered art. Well, we'll see what you say when you're 85 and they come to you and say, Leo, we want to put you in a movie. But we're going to scan you in because we know you can't walk. JEC, we got a jazz bar in Toronto. It's called The Rex. It's a pretty chill place. Indie Phantom. Still need to watch Barfly, but that's a good reminder. JC, when were documentaries in theater? Michael Moore doesn't count. There were. It's been a while. Usually it was an art house thing. Like I remember going to see The Corporation in a art house movie. But that was like prior to Michael Moore's documentary. Michael Moore's was the highest grossing documentary, I think. Wasn't it? Leo already did a Netflix movie. Let's see. What is the highest grossing documentary? Fahrenheit 9/11. Yeah, it was. I win the trivia game. Or as my girlfriend calls it, a documentary. That's for you, hon. Indie Phantom. Yeah, the 90s, you could still see docs in cinema. JEC, documentaries were never in theaters besides the odd exception. Well, hold on, I gotta blow my nose. Oh, too stuffy in here. Oh. That's better. Oh, still stuffed up from the game. Yeah, there weren't a lot of them, but they would show up. And they were tended to be in art house places near me. Critics' Choice Awards, Red Carpet Gallery, Quinta Brunson, Odysee Azan, and more. I don't know who any of those people are, so I'm not even going to click. Critics' Choice winner predictions. Don't care. Who cares? No one cares about the Oscars. You think anybody cares about the Critics' Choice Awards? Adam Sandler brings down the house at the Palm Springs Gala with hilarious "What if he hadn't made it" speech. Mickey Rourke starts a GoFundMe to avoid eviction from Los Angeles home. Fame does not protect against hardship. Dude. Like, you have to, like, save some money. Somebody put this guy in a movie. I mean, all the movies he's made, you can't spend the money like it's going out of style. You have to save something. You have to make some investments. When you're getting, hundreds of grand, I mean, I understand you got to spend some money. They do have a high overhead, but what, Joan? Want to get down? All right. There you go. They do have a high, overhead as a celebrity. But at some point, you got to go like Harrison Ford and just do a bunch of movies and retire without spending all the money. Excuse me. Steven Schwartz pulls out of Kennedy Center 2026 lineup. There's no way I would set foot in it now, because now it's a Trump Kennedy Center. So stunning. Much brave. JC, it's not even a nice house judging from the DoorDash pics. You can't go on to Cameo. You can't go on Cameo to make money, Mickey. You have to go straight to e-begging. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't even know about it. I mean, the guy's in his 70s. But remember when he was flying to Brazil to become a boxer? I mean, this is the kind of crazy stuff celebrities do, and then they're broke and they wonder why. Well, maybe you shouldn't have flown to Brazil with your dogs and your entourage. So, Leonardo DiCaprio to miss Palm Springs Film Gala due to Venezuelan air restrictions. Oh no! Oh no, Leo didn't go to another awards ceremony. So wrong. So wrong. Vandepulse. After adding in social justice elements and losing the audience, House of the Dragon showrunner confirms HBO will be ending the show with season 4. Did this get woke or social justice? I don't know. I knew it would. I called that in the beginning. That's why I wouldn't watch it. I said, no, I'm going to wait until the show ends, and I'm going to, see if the show ended good or if it's just something like this. And lo and behold, there it is. Let's see. Doctor Who spinoff gets push from radical environmental group. No surprise there. Who the hell's watching a Doctor Who spinoff at this point? Do we have a show that's so incredibly gay that we destroyed it with all the gayness we put in? Yes, Doctor Who. Yeah, let's do a spinoff of that. I think that's what people would really want to see. You mean the worst show we've ever made? Yes. But no one watches the original show. Oh, but they'll watch the spinoff. Why? Why would they do that? JEC, I think people are just over Game of Thrones. Well, it's, the first 3.5 seasons are amazing. And then it just drops off a cliff and turns into regular TV. So they never should have done that. I think they've destroyed the brand. Not because they did to it what they did with, like, say, Star Wars, although some of that's in there. It just turned into regular TV, and it became so boring by comparison, and so, like, the universe went from, like, out here to, like, here in, like, a season. And then that was it. It was done. So why would anyone watch any... I can't even believe people gave House of the Dragon a chance, quite frankly. And now you're telling me they burned them with a second show? They've got a new show coming out and they burned them with this show? What do you expect, HBO? I think these people literally expect the money to never stop. JEC, yeah, they couldn't stick the ending to the ending of the show, and it doesn't look like the fans are going to get those last 2 books from George. It's over. Yeah. Speaking of, Stranger Things finale, the right side up fails to stick the landing. So, I made a whole video about this, complaining that they put this in theaters and they should have made it special. Now, they made $25 million off of it, but to reserve your seat, you had to pay $20, which got you a voucher, which you could use for food. And and then you had to pay for the tickets on top of that, I assume. It's like, now some theater chains charged $11, in honor of 11, one of the characters, but I think they should have just given away something. If you're going to put this in theaters and you expect it to be a franchise which you'll come back to, maybe do some merch, they're doing a cartoon, they're doing a spin-off series, why wouldn't you make it special for this finale? Instead of just, we're going to put it in theaters and charge you extra money. Oh, I feel special already. Do you get to kick me in the ass on the way in or out? Like, just make it special. Make it an event. Give away t-shirts. Do you know how much t-shirts cost for an outfit like Netflix that has millions and millions and millions of dollars? What it would cost to just print up 50 t-shirts or hats or whatever and just mail it to the theaters. Just mail it to every theater who's bought into it. Yeah, it might cost them, I don't know, $50,000, $100,000, let's say. That's a drop in the bucket in the marketing, in the the budget of the show. Just blow some money. Give some stuff away. Do an action figure of Dusty and just give it away to the first 11 people who show up to the theater. Just give it away. It would be the hottest collectible ever right now. People would be going nuts. Cut a deal with Funko. Give away Funkos or whatever. It would be the hottest collectible right now on eBay. JC, yeah, they couldn't stick the ending of the show, and it doesn't look like fans are going to get the last 2 books from George It's Over. If you get drinks and popcorn, that's almost $20 at this point anyway. Oh, Teacup Ballerina is here. Welcome. I just came from your vid about Stranger Things and saw you were streaming. Great points about sucking as much as possible out of the fan base. It was such a limited release. Even the damn Demon Slayer handed out packs of lobby cards. Yeah. I mean, they're cheap, right? Trading cards? Oh my God. They're dirt cheap to print. You print it up. If you just printed up one packet of Stranger Things cards with all the main characters and gave it away, that pack would be worth a fortune. Your fans would be loving you right now. Instead of like complaining about the episode before about Will coming out and grinding the show to a halt. Instead, you're just like, oh, pay us another $20 to reserve your seat so we can sell you more food. It's a special, innovative way to see a movie. We get more money. Do you see the innovation? The guy from AMC that I talked about in that article is like, oh, well, the stock price is really low for some reason. I can't understand why. Gee, maybe it's because you're fleecing everybody. Maybe it's because you show 30 minutes of ads ahead of every movie. And people are sitting there. I literally forget what movie I'm come to see when I used to sit in the theater. Now I won't go. Screw that. I'd rather sit at home. I just watched Fallout. I can turn off the volume, not listen to the damn commercials, go on my phone, wait for it to be over, and then watch in the comfort of my home, in the comfort of my office. I never have to move. I can pause it. I can go get a sandwich. In the movie theater, what do I get? Oh, I get 30 minutes of commercials. I get nothing for free. I get overpriced, terrible food. I get overpriced, terrible movie. I might get a comfy seat, but I have comfy seats at home. Every seat in my house is comfy. People watch movies in their bed. It's not more comfortable than that. Oh, but don't worry. AMC did comfy seats, everybody. That's not what we want. Give away the popcorn. That's my solution. That would be the easiest thing to do. Just start giving away the popcorn, or at least give away a small. Because why? Well, you eat the popcorn, you get thirsty, and then you have to buy a drink. It's a little trick that people have been doing in bars for decades and decades and decades. They give away salted peanuts or popcorn, and then people drink more. But that doesn't change the quality of the movie. It doesn't change the half hour of ads you put ahead of the movie. But it would be something. It would be something you could say, well, at least I get free popcorn. But no. No, we're losing money. The only solution is to raise prices. The only solution is to figure out a way that they have to pay more. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a great long-term plan. Continuing. Non-binary trans Arknight's voice actor protects X account after boasting about pissing off the transphobes. Well, that sounds like a great way to endear yourself to fan base. Calling them transphobe and daring them to fight you, I guess, online. Oh, here's one. Avatar theory predicts series will end with Jake Sully's bioterrorists smuggling Ewa spores to Earth to destroy it. Imagine if James Cameron does that. He destroys Earth and kills everybody. And the avatars take over. Wow, what an ending. Never saw that one coming. I'm Jake Sully, destroyer of worlds. What else? Oh, I hope this one is true. New Avengers Doomsday rumor claims there will be a female Doctor Doom. Oh no, Doctor Doom, why are you killing us? You know. I hope this is true, because this would finally destroy Disney and the DCU, or MCU. This would finally be the end. I can only imagine Robert Downey Jr. coming out as Doctor Doom, and then female Doctor Doom moving in to go, no, I'm better than you, and here's why. And Robert Downey just nodding his head for 90 minutes. Yep, I'm terrible. I'm a white man. I mean, could this possibly be true? Yes, it could very possibly be true, I think. Disney has made so many terrible mistakes. This sounds like one of them. It would be an incredible waste of money for Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr. But if they do a female Doctor Doom, that's it. I mean, the MCU is over. But I don't think they're going to do that. Not even they are that stupid. It wouldn't make any sense. They can't find a... There would be no female actress to outshine Robert Downey Jr. So I don't think this is true. Although Robert Downey Jr. might die at the end, I don't know. But it would be funny if they tried to hand off Doctor Doom to a female and just botch the whole thing. Hollywood Reporter, Critics' Choice Awards winners list. Updating live, everybody. Do we care about this? Probably not. I don't. Sinners has nabbed 2 awards so far, including the trophy for Best Casting and Ensemble in a new category this year. The film's Miles Canton was named Best Young Actor or Actress. Jacob Elordi won for Best Supporting Actor for Frankenstein. Amy Madigan won for Best Supporting Actress for Weapons. Indie Phantom. Electric State hitting most worst list spells doomsday. Yeah. It's no bueno. John Corkes, actor in Catch-22, Little Murders, and Oz, dies at 80. I don't remember him. Yeah, only that picture. Let's see. Michael B. Jordan on why he needed therapy after playing Black Panther villain. Here's Mickey Rourke again. Here's the most anticipated movies of 2026. All right, are you ready? Dead Man's Wire, January 9th. This is Gus Van Sant. Dramatizes the stranger-than-fiction 1977 kidnapping of mortgage broker Richard Hall by aspiring entrepreneur Tony Criticis. Yeah, I don't know, man. I saw the trailer for this. It kind of looks like Dog Day Afternoon. Indie Phantom. Never saw Catch-22. Oh, it's a good book, and it's a good movie. Indie Phantom Therapy, LOL. People We Meet on Vacation, January 9th. I believe that's a rom-com? 28 years later, The Bone Temple. This movie looks so awful. I don't know why Ralph Fiennes agreed to do it. Did the money come with blowjobs for life? I don't know. James, JC, Gus Van Sant is super overrated. Yeah, I agree. Indie Phantom kind of looks DS. Yeah. Mercy, January 23rd. That's a new Chris Pratt movie. It's him versus an AI judge. The Moment, January 30th. It's a movie starring Charlie XCX. I don't know. Send Help. Now, this is a Sam Raimi movie. It's weird. The premise is Rachel McAdams is this put-upon worker. And then she has a boss who's a guy who treats her like crap. And then I think he tells her he's going to fire her. But, like, she's stuck in the job. Indie Phantom, get boned in the Bone Temple. So he tells her, yeah, I'm going to fire you, and you'll probably never work again. Something like that. And then for some reason, they get in a plane, and they're going to some business meeting, and the plane crashes on a desert island. And she has skills to survive, and he has broken his leg and doesn't really have the skills. So she has to save him. And so it's this weird status change where now she's in charge. And she doesn't want to let them get rescued because now she's in charge. And she gets to torture him. And I think she does stuff to him that after a while she can't get rescued because she's done some terrible things to him, I guess. So it's sort of like the boss versus first you feel bad for the woman, but then you feel bad for the boss kind of thing. So it could work, but I don't know. Wuthering Heights with Margot Robbie in the lead. I'm not a big fan of that. How to Make a Killing. This is Glenn Powell. So this is the guy who directed Emily the Criminal, which I did see. It was okay. The deal is Glenn Powell is a blue-collar guy who is the last known heir. Well, he's not the last known heir. He's an heir to this family fortune, but only if everybody ahead of him dies. So he decides to kill everybody ahead of him. And there's some girl like egging him on. JC, Girl Boss, Deliverance with a Bit of Misery. Yeah, I think you nailed it. Scream 7, who cares? The Bride. So this is Maggie Gyllenhaal in the ultimate feminist Frankenstein movie. So the bride is the bride of Frankenstein, and Christian Bale plays the monster, and it takes place in like the 40s, and they're both gangsters. So it's like Bonnie and Clyde mixed with Frankenstein, mixed with feminism. And the feminism is definitely going to be in this, because Maggie Gyllenhaal has said as much in interviews. So I think this is probably going to be a disaster, which is a shame, because I did love the aesthetic of combining Frankenstein and gangster movies. Could have been great. Instead, I imagine the movie grinds to a halt about midway through, so the bride of Frankenstein could lecture everybody on the patriarchy, I guess. The breadwinner. This is Nate Bargatze, who's a popular stand-up comic guy. And it's basically Mr. Mom, right? So he's married to JC. Didn't they just do a feminist Bride of Frankenstein like last year? Pretty Things or whatever it was called? Yeah, they had the one with Emma Stone, which I think was called Pretty Things. And then there was one before that called Lisa Frankenstein, which takes place in the 80s. And that one was written by Diablo Cody. That one had potential too. But yeah, it didn't look good. It kind of bombed. Indie Phantom, breadwinner will lose bread. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's just basically Mr. Mom. So like Mandy Moore's the wife, and she invents this thing, and she goes on Shark Tank, and now she has to make the money, and she has to leave home. So he has to take care of the three daughters, and he's terrible at it. So it's, basically an hour of this guy being terrible at raising his own kids and, destroying the house. And I mean, he seems like a funny guy. I don't know. It just seems like such a derivative idea. Here's Project Hail Mary, March 20th. A lot of people are saying this might be good. So this is the guy who did The Martian. So Gosling as a reluctant astronaut who wakes up with no memory on a spacecraft headed to another solar system. He slowly deduces that he's the sole survivor of a mission to save Earth. Okay. The drama. So this is Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. If they were married, I think they're getting married. So try to believe that. Indie Phantom, Poor Things it was called, yeah. And then Woke Frankenstein. The Devil Wears Prada 2, May 1st. Jesus, look at Anne Hathaway. Her face looks terrible, doesn't it? She doesn't look hot at all. It's like, what is going on with that face? It's like chiseled out of plasticine. That's like Mickey Rourke's same doctor. Same Botox guy. Oof. Obsession, May 15th. I don't know that one. It's the biggest breakout of the Toronto International Film Festival. But a horror movie from first-time feature filmmaker. The movie from Curry Baker follows a music store employee who uses a supernatural toy to get his longtime crush to fall in love with him. Weird. Okay. I Love Boosters. New movie from Boots Riley. A sci-fi comedy, according to the logline, follows a group of shoplifters take aim at a cutthroat fashion maven. The stacked cast includes Demi Moore, Keke Palmer, Naomi Ackie, and Taylor Page. Maybe. I don't know. Why is it called I Love Boosters? Mandalorian and Grogu, May 22nd. Go F yourselves. I don't care. I'm done with Star Wars. Shut up. Jon Favreau. I know, he's good. I don't know why he wastes his time on something like this. So, Pedro Pascal. Bleh. Bleh. Sigourney Weaver. No, thank you. Sick of her, too. Jeremy Allen. Masters of the Universe, June 5th. Does anybody care about this? The live-action Master of the Universe? I sure don't. Power Ballad, June 5th. The latest feel-good musical follows from Once and Sing Street director John Carney, follows Paul Rudd as a wedding singer Rick and Nick Jonas as Danny, a past his prime pop star. No thanks. Disclosure Day. Oh, this looks terrible. Steven Spielberg returning to the UFO genre with a screenplay from Jurassic Park writer David Coep. You mean the guy who wrote the screenplay where it was like, oh, look, dinosaurs, machine guns, dinosaurs, machine guns, dinosaurs, machine guns. Ah, it's a shame those two never came together. Indie Phantom. Favreau was good when he wrote Swingers. Yeah, he was good when he did Chef. I like Chef. That's okay. And I like the Iron Man movies. Toy Story 5. This might be okay. But I don't know. Indie Phantom. They let the Sing Sing guy make another movie. Oh, is that where he's from? Toy Story, I mean, it surprised me. 4 surprised me, so this could surprise me. I don't know. Supergirl, June 26th. This is not going to be good. I just can't see it being good. Sorry, I'm so thirsty. Disclosure Day, says Indie Phantom, had a boring-ass trailer. It sure did. Jason Momoa playing Lobo. I don't think it's going to save it, but you could try. It's just too late in the game to save the DCU. Moana, July 10th. It's going to be big. I don't know what normies force their children to go see these live action things. Indie Phantom. Chef, I will see. It's good. I mean, it's a small movie. Indie Phantom. I stopped after Toy Story 2. Well, I thought 3 and 4 were really surprisingly good. 3 is really where it should have ended. But then they come up with a good idea for 4, so. But yeah, Moana shouldn't be a thing. The Odyssey, the more I hear about it, the less I like it. Although the trailer didn't look awful. But it didn't look great either. I don't know. Indie Phantom, no need for more. Listen to the cast. Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Charlize Theron, and Robert Pattinson. I don't know, man. I mean, you might as well do It's a Mad Greek World. That's a remake, I'll see. Spider-Man Brand New Day, July 30th, 31st. This will start the summer. This will be big. I mean, unless they really screw the pooch with this. Sadie Sink, Lisa Colin-Zayas, and Tremel Tillman are amongst the new people. So no Zendaya, I hope. JC, Odysee just looks dull. Yeah. Coyote versus Acme. This is a live-action animated movie that they shelved, and they had to fight to get it back on the screen from like 3 years ago. How good could it be? It's got Will Forte in it. Have you seen a Will Forte movie? I have. Indie Phantom. Moana is no bueno. Indie Phantom. I won't ever see Odysee. I can't blame you. You know, the Odysee has monsters in it, and that's what I would put in the forefront. The monsters. Like, who doesn't want to see dudes fighting monsters? I mean, that's what it is. You're going to tell me, well, it's not really about that. Well, what are you doing? That's the whole exciting part of it. Matt Damon fighting the Cyclops. Indie Phantom, I don't like the cast. Where is Elliot Page? The Dog Stars. The latest from Ridley Scott. This is August 28, a post-apocalyptic sci-fi thriller based on the novel of the same name by Peter Heller. Jacob L. Lordley stars as one of the survivors of a planet-wide virus who, along with ex-Marine neighbor played by Josh Brolin, hopes and searches for a better way of life. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Indie Phantom. Oh, yeah, they buried that thing. Clayface, September 11th. Not interested. This is another not Batman movie. How many not Batman movies are we going to get? Pisses me off. Teacup Ballerina. I will never watch anything with Zendaya in it of my own free will. That's an important caveat. Because you never know when you'll be kidnapped and tortured by watching Zendaya. Here's your choices. You can stay with us, and we're gonna maybe live if they pay the ransom, or we'll set you free, but you have to watch 12 hours of Zendaya. I'll stay and take my chances. Indie Phantom reminds me of Noah, which I never bothered with. God, Clayface is just so not ready for prime time. Practical Magic 2. Teacup Ballerina is laughing. Practical Magic 2. Don't care. Nicole Kidman's in it. So I'm out. Resident Evil. Because Resident Evil again. I mean, we haven't had a Resident Evil movie in 3 or 4 years. It's about damn time. Indie Phantom. I was trying to make an Elio joke. Oh, tying it into Page. Sorry, I butchered that. I thought you just spelled Elliot wrong. Now I get it. Zach Kreger is making Resident Evil. I mean, the problem with Resident Evil, it never really had a story. It's not really a zombie movie. It sort of is. And they just, it's a video game. So they just, I don't know, they just go off on weird tangents. And Zach Kreger is the guy who really does weird tangents. So I don't know what he's going to do, but I'll wait. I'll wait for the reviews. Indie Phantom. Is Clayface like Swamp Thing? All right, let me explain Clayface. So he is a Batman villain. And the deal was, he was an actor, and he got Indie Phantom. Zendaya looks good in undies. That is all. He was an actor, and he got a scar on his face. And then he goes to some doctor who says, I can fix the scar. I have this miracle formula. You rub it on your face, and it makes your face pliable, and you could, work out the scar. So he uses it, and, but of course the guy warns him it's experimental and don't use too much of it. So he uses it, and it fixes his scar, and he's able to go back to work. But then it starts to have an effect on him. It starts to make him crazy. He needs more of it because now his face starts to melt when he doesn't have enough of the drug, and he ignores the doctor's warning, and he takes a bunch of it until he starts melting, essentially. But it gives him the power to reshape his face and body in different ways. So he can copy anybody after a while. He gets good at it. But he's kind of addicted to the makeup or whatever you call it. And sometimes he can't hold his shape, and he goes crazy, and he becomes a Batman villain. And so instead of Batman being in it and him fighting Batman. It's just going to be about him. Like the Penguin. Indie Phantom. Kidman equals hard pass. Exactly. Alex Ogle is here. Evening, bigots. Resident Evil was a delicious bit of fun. In the first movie. I just don't understand why they had to extend it to so many more. Because I guess it was popular? Not even sure, but Mila Jovovich had to eat. Now they're going to do a brand new launch. I don't know. Resident Evil is merely okay. Digger drops, I said Digger, October 2nd, and it stars Tom Cruise. And I predict this will be the movie where Tom Cruise finally looks his age. That's my prediction. Indie Phantom. Tony, do you track movies on Letterboxd? That would help you make a list on zombie flicks. Tracking is useful for me and my dad when we wonder, didn't I see that film already? No, I don't, but I'll check it out. Clayface sounds hit or miss. Yeah, I mean, if you like I think if you like the Penguin, it'll probably be fine. I like the Penguin up to a point. I don't think, again, I don't care about the Penguin or Clayface. I want to watch Batman beat them up. Like, Batman TV show would be the biggest TV show ever. It would be a massive hit. People would be watching it. It would go 10 seasons easy if you did it right. If you put the money you put behind the Penguin into Batman, it would be it would be bigger than Game of Thrones. Imagine a TV show like Game of Thrones, but it was popular for 10 seasons. That would be the Batman. You do that like Matt Reeves did the movie, it would be a gigantic hit. You would be able to introduce all the villains, and then you could do spin-offs, right? You could do a Clayface movie because you saw him on Batman, and then you get to see his secret origin. And then people would tune in. By doing Clayface first, it's like they're trying to establish an IP they own into something else. It's not going to work. But if you do it first as a way it was intended, as God intended Batman, and then you spun it off on its own title, people could get into it. And you could even have Batman make an appearance, and then it would make sense. When you do it ass backwards, as they did with Gotham, as they did with Pennyworth, as they did with the Penguin, as they did with Catwoman, as they did with the Teen Titans, and every other project that's a not Batman show, Batgirl, Batwoman. No one cares about these characters. They only care about their relationship to Batman. So establish that relationship first, let us like the characters, and then do the spinoff. Or keep doing it ass backwards and keep getting your clocks cleaned. Alex Ogle, I just finished watching the BBC adaptation of C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia, the first 4 books. It's such a shame it's going to be ruined later this year. Oh yeah, that's coming up on this list. Greta Gerwig's Narnia. Feminist Narnia, everybody. Oh, I can't wait. Welcome to Narnia. You're not a member of the patriarchy, are you? I'm the lion. Well, you sound like a woman. Oh, yes, I am a female lion. I'm glad you noticed. For your misogyny, I will bite off your arm. Like, what the hell is it going to be? Oh, a fresh new take for modern audiences. What modern audiences are you idiots yabbering about? You've ruined everything. Everything you touch, everything woke turns to S. How many more lessons do you need? Indie Phantom. Batman characters are good, but tired of these villain one-offs. Digger, not a Tom Cruise poster. No, he's in it. He is in it. They showed him in silhouette in the trailer. Indie Phantom says, evening, Alex. Indie Phantom, Penguin series made no sense to me, as you say. Yeah, it was slightly better because at least the Penguin was introduced in the Batman movie. But, with no Batman showing up at any time? Come on. These characters just aren't popular. Batman's popular. It's not that hard to figure out. Batman's popular. Catwoman's kind of popular. All the other characters are kind of popular. Like Robin's kind of popular. The Joker is... I guess it would be Batman first, then the Joker would be the second most popular character in that universe. So you could probably do a Joker movie. Harley Quinn was sort of popular for a while amongst a certain group, but even that, you woke it up. I mean, if you kept it the Joker's girlfriend, and that she was always second banana to him, no matter what she did, and that she was crazy, you might have had a shot. Teacup Ballerina, Batman animated series from the 90s was great. They couldn't even make that today because everything has to be gay. Female or evil or all three. How many Harley Quinns are there? Well, that's the thing. It's like Harley Quinn was brought back in the 90s Batman. She originally was the Joker's daughter in an alternate DC universe. And then they decided, we're going to bring back this Harley Quinn. No one ever heard of it. And we're going to make her the Joker's girlfriend because they wanted to make the Joker, I think, more like a gangster and less of a homicidal maniac, which was good because you needed to temper him a little bit if you were going to do that 90s era animation and you were going to keep it for kids. So it tempered the Joker and made him a little more grounded and gave him someone to play off of that he probably wouldn't kill. And they wrote an origin for her that she was his psychiatrist and went crazy and fell in love with him and then became Harley Quinn. But then they did the Margot Robbie version, and for 2 movies, they kind of effed it up. It wasn't until the Suicide Squad one, in my opinion, that James Gunn finally got it right, where Margot Robbie's just nuts, like scary nuts. But by that time, it was mostly over with. And really, the Suicide Squad was done way too soon. That should have been the last thing you did. Like, they should have done Batman, Superman, all these other DC Universe things. And down the line, after establishing their universe and all these crazy characters in it, then you do Suicide Squad and introduce all the rejects and, a handful of ones you recognize. Indie Phantom, Gerwig is a feminist troll, in my opinion. Soon they will realize that Barbie was going to be a hit, not 'cause Gerwig. Yeah, pretty much. Probably in spite of Gerwig. Teacup Ballerina, original Harley was the best Harley, but Bruce Timm has been canceled. Yeah, it's a shame. That Harley, the woman who did her voice was amazing. She had a great voice. And but I will give Margot Robbie cred. She was pretty close. At least, in the final movie, they gave her the ability to actually be crazy. Indie Phantom, Joker 2, Filet douche, terrible. Like, mind-bendingly terrible. Teacup Ballerina, oh damn, I didn't even know Harley was adapted from some obscure one-off. Yeah, really old, deep DC lore if you read about it on Wikipedia or whatever. And now, and the 90s animated movie made Harley so popular. I was doing a lot of comic book conventions in the 90s and 2000s. There were Harleys everywhere. And then when she came back in the Suicide Squad, it exploded again. And every cosplay girl had a Harley costume, one version of it or another. And then they brought it back in the comic, and they beat the character to death in the and they didn't beat her to death, but they just put her in everything. So it's kind of like when comic book companies have a popular character, they will run it and run it and run it until everybody's sick of it. They did it with Venom. Venom was a hot character. They kept putting him in everything. They gave him his own title. Harley Quinn, same thing. And then they did the other cartoon on HBO Max where she's gay and living with Poison Ivy, and it's a comedy, and it's just like endless Harley Quinn. I think it's finally worn out its welcome. Thank God. Verity. I don't know what this is. Oh, Colleen Hoover. That's a hard pass. She's got a lot of books. They're all going to be made into movies. October 2nd. The Social Reckoning. That's the sequel to The Social Network. Indie Phantom. Margot was a hot Harley in the one people hated. Yeah, she really was. Whale Fall. October 16th. A scuba diver who gets swallowed alive by a sperm whale and attempts to escape. Okay. That sounds gross. I mean, if you're going to do it as a grounded movie. The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. God, how many of these are they going to make? Friggin' prequels. No thank you. Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson are expected to reprise their roles? Well, that'll get people in the theaters, I guess. Indie Phantom, Saturation. Speaking of, Meet the Parents 4, Focker-in-Law. These motherfuckers won't stop making these movies. So, looks like Robert De Niro still gets some money. Indie Phantom might as well be the Velma cartoon. Oh, here it is. Narnia, November 26th. For the first of at least 2 new Narnia movies, Greta Gerwig is adapting C.S. Lewis' The Magician's Nephew with Emma McKay playing the White Witch who battles with Aslan, rumored to be Meryl Streep. Daniel Craig and Carey Mulligan are also cast in the film. Is getting an unprecedented run in IMAX theaters before heading to Netflix. Ooh, I can't wait to find out the pronouns of the lion. That's going to be great. No, thank you. Your dog news is here. Another Jumanji? I believe that's Zebek's demise. I don't know why YouTube's got to change everything. Indie Phantom, sequel to Social Network, probably not featuring Armie Hammer. The Kraken's here. Hi, Tony. Hi, Kraken. Everybody's here tonight. Oop, excuse me one sec. My nose just won't stop running. Ugh. I had my fireplace going, which I rarely do. And I waited. I had a fire the night before, and then I waited until the morning to shut the flue, but I may have shut it too soon because now the whole house smells like the fireplace. And it's really making me stuffy. Alex Ogle, on their adapting a later book in the series, that'll give them latitude to screw things up with much of the audience having not read the source material. I really don't think they care. You know, they'll just run with it. And the patriarchy and you know, whatever feminist nonsense they put in. Indie Phantom, fuck your parents is my title choice. Alex Ogle, oh there. Indie Phantom, please retire Meryl Streep. Well, oh, you don't want to see The Devil Wears Prada 2? Don't you want Meryl Streep to have another mansion in Malibu? How dare you? Let's see what Meryl Streep is worth. Place your bets. I'm going to say... Am I spelling this right? Meryl Streep. Oh, there she is. I'll say 60 million. 100 million. $100 million. There you go. Where was I? There I am. Yeah, she's only worth $100 million. Don't you want to see her have her own second spare island that she can live on in case the first island sinks under the ocean? Don't you want to see her get a private airport? How dare you? How dare you? Jumanji. Oh, there's Jumanji, December 11th. No, thank you. No, thank you. Nick Jonas, Rhys Darby, Danny DeVito, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillingham, Dwayne Johnson. But not me. Avengers Doomsday, December 18th. And it finally hits. Chris Evans, Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr., blah, blah, blah. Also on the same day, oh, what could possibly go wrong? Dune Part 3. Yeah, that's not going to split the audience too much, is it? Avengers Doomsday versus Dune, that's going to split some audience. Those are the same nerds. You're splitting up the nerds. Oh, somebody didn't get the memo. Neither one of these movies really should be dropping in near Christmas. I don't think. Dune is not a Christmas movie. Avengers, maybe if you stretch it out a little bit and say, well, it's kind of a Christmassy movie. It's kind of something, but families don't want to see it. It's too close to Christmas. These are summer movies. Jumanji, summer movie. Narnia, Christmas movie. But since it's going to be a feminist Narnia, probably not. Zebek's Demise, Doomsday versus Dune Day. Indie Phantom, Streep's best movies were The Deer Hunter and Kramer versus Kramer more recently. Alex Ogle, Dune 3 for me, but I bet it'll go wrong somehow. I don't know. They seem to be doing an okay job with it. I've heard positive things. People don't rave about it, but they don't complain about it either. So, although Zendaya is a bit of a fly in the ointment when it comes to Dune. Werewolf. After tackling witches, Vikings, and vampires, Robert Eggers follows up 2024's Nosferatu. Will center on with werewolves. Ooh, will we see the werewolves junk too? After seeing a vampire's dingus, I'm wondering what kind of dingus a werewolf has. Set in 13th century England, the Focus Features horror movie will reteam Eggers with Nosferatu actors Aaron Taylor Johnson, Lily Rose Depp, and Willem Dafoe. And that's it. Oh, that's a very Christmas movie, by the way. Hey, what did you see at Christmas? Did you see Santa come down the chimney? Did you see maybe a religious movie about Jesus being born? No, I saw werewolves eating people. What? Yeah. It was in the 13th century. It was brutal. People died screaming with their throats ripped out. Oh, it was crazy. Merry Christmas, everyone. Zebek's Demise looks like a dog's dingus. Alex Ogle, werewolves have very hairy dinguses. Zebek's Demise, Wolfman's got nards. That is a very old reference. So that's what's coming out in the new year. Merry Christmas. Meanwhile, Chelsea Handler honors Rob Reiner, roast Leonardo DiCaprio, and David Zaslav in Critics' Choice Monologue. Oh, that's how Chelsea Handler pays her rent. She hosts the Critics' Choice Awards. How do these people keep working? I don't know how they keep working. I really don't. Let's see. Jamie Campbell Bauer on hanging up his Stranger Things suits. I'm feeling a lot lighter. So this is the guy who played Vecna, I guess. Oh, here's big news for Indie Phantom. Jared Leto's Tron Ares set streaming debut. Better check this one for him. I know he wants to see this. That'll be January 7th on Disney Plus, Indy. So mark your calendar, just 3 days away. Zevek's demise. U.S. aid keeps them employed. Yeah. It's the only explanation that makes any sense. All right. Moving on to bounding into comics. There was a lot of bad news for comics this week. They had the top 10 worst comic book moments from 2025, but no one is reading comics, and I read them already on Hollywoke Hot Take if you want to hear me read them, but like no one cares. No one cares. That's how dead comics are. Like, they even pick the worst moments and nobody really cares about them because no one's following this crap anymore. They just keep publishing and publishing stuff that no one reads. There was an article a few days ago about how everybody just buys comic books for the covers now. That was something I warned about in the 90s. In the 90s, I was warning people, they're only going to buy comics. There are a lot of people then were buying comics for the cover. Brian Bolin, who's a famous comic book guy, he used to draw Judge Dredd. And, you know, he got a little older, sort of semi-retired. He was doing covers for Wonder Woman. And Brian Bolin is an amazing artist. If you've never seen him, do a search for him and check out his art if you get a chance. But he is notoriously slow because his artwork is so detailed. But he was doing covers for Wonder Woman, and it was selling like hotcakes just for the covers. No one was reading the story, but everybody was Brian Bolin's covers. He didn't do the interior art. He just did the covers. Indie Phantom. The dude who came out? That's in Stranger Things, that was Will. He was one of the kids. And he came out in the second to last episode. Like the whole series leads up to this end of the world battle that happens in the finale. But the whole series grinds to a halt while Will sits everybody down to tell him, I'm gay. And just like in the 1980s, they all hugged and cried and talked about it. No, that's not how the 1980s would have handled that. They would have been like, what the F are you talking about, man? Why are you telling us this? The world's about to end. You weirdo. Oh, you say that because I'm gay? No, we say that because you stopped everything to tell us you're gay. Alex Ogle. Over the new year, I watched the Dread movie with Carl Urban. What a superb version. If only movie makers these days understood how to do that well. That was a great version. That's the best Dread movie by far. Carl Urban never takes off his mask. You've got Lena Headey as the villain. She's great in that. She's absolutely great in that. Makes a great villain. And the whole movie's good. And it feels very much like a Dread story. Indie Phantom. Tron Arse has been floating on the high seas like flotsam for a few weeks. I might watch it with mock commentary on Better Bachelor. Sebek's demise. Of course Will is gay. Let's see. Yeah, so the worst comic book moments of 2025, literally no one cares about because all of 2025 is like comics worst of 2025. There's almost no highlights. So here you got DC dominates the 2025 comic book sales. Marvel makes only leaderboard appearances thanks to Deadpool and Batman. So, and the only reason I think DC isn't in the toilet with Marvel, because DC only just start doing the woke stuff. Marvel's like 1,000 times more woke. DC's trying desperately to catch up, but they do everything like 5 years after Marvel. I've always said that. So they're not quite as woke yet, or at least people don't really know about it. Alex Ogle, I was hit with a morbid curiosity to watch Tron Arse. I was stopped by having to pay for it. Fortunately, I'm not sure if I'd even want to set sail to watch it. I don't think you do. I hear it's pretty unwatchable. I won't waste my time. I find like, if I want to watch a movie, I'll wait a month till it hits streaming, and then I know if I want to watch it. Like Sisu, I couldn't wait for it to hit streaming so I could watch it. By the way, it was good. I like the first one better, but the second one's pretty damn good. It's got some really good stunts. It's pretty crazy. It's a tight 90. Stephen Lang is the villain in it. And it made me laugh. I was laughing throughout it. My girlfriend's like, why are you laughing at that? That's gross and violent. And I'm like, it's so over the top. It's hilarious. Let's see. Critics' Choice Award. Adolescence already 4 for 4, including Best Limited Series. Winners list updating live. Who cares about Adolescence? I mean, seriously. Storebang is here. When they gonna adapt Gru the Wanderer? I don't know. When they could figure out a way to ruin it? I think in order to understand Gru the Wanderer, you have to understand it's a parody of Conan, so you have to kind of have, like, Conan has to sort of be current and sort of be out. So, like, if they did a Conan TV show, they could maybe do a Gru TV show or a cartoon. I don't think there's any way to do Gru without doing a cartoon to do it justice. I don't think doing a live action would do it justice. But I do love Gru the Wanderer. Let's see. Michael B. Jordan explains how Black Panther role introduced him to therapy. I needed to decompress. Okay. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo, millionaire. Simu Liu nominates Melissa Barrera to play Wonder Woman, just throwing it out there. Who cares what you think, Simu Liu? You don't run Hollywood. Let's see how much Michael B. Jordan is worth. Because I want to know what he has to cry about. I'm going to say 30 million. 50 million. 50 million. Oh, he has to go to therapy, everybody. Him and his $50 million. Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sad. Why are you sad? Oh, there's too much money in my house. Yeah, my gold bars are heavy. I think you should probably be happy you have all those gold bars. Oh, you don't understand me. Michael B. Jordan. Pass me the caviar. I don't think you should be eating caviar during my therapy session. Oh, shut up. Bring in the next therapist. Shoot this one out of a cannon. Indie Phantom. Jesus, just reading the Mickey Rourke story. $60K in unpaid rent and eviction notices. Jesus, what a downfall. He needed to not get kicked off of Celebrity Big Brother. I guess so. Alex Ogle. So much for the gender pay gap, with Streep worth twice as much as Jordan. Well, she is older, but yeah. Indie Phantom. Don't even think about it. Don't even think he's a druggie. I don't know. I think Mickey Rourke is. If you're talking about Michael B. Jordan, he is not. I do not believe. Zebek's Demise. I'd have to go to therapy if I had that much money too. Gotta spend it somehow. Indie Phantom. Who cares about Simu Liu? Indeed. He should be in therapy. I don't know why people hate me. It's because you're arrogant. But I'm so great. Let's see. Brett Hannah Shuford dies. Wicked and Broadway actor, was 46. He was diagnosed with hemorrhagic listophanesis. That sounds like cancer. Some kind of very bad cancer. That's a shame. All right, moving on to Bleeding Fool. How leftists melted down over these holiday classics. They melted down over planes, trains, and automobiles? I don't remember that. North Texas literary professor Nora Gilbert and Carleton University's James Deville dissected the Christmas staple, It's a Wonderful Life. Oh, that was like this week, too. They called it racist and bigoted. Who cares? Alex Ogle, sounds like an Italian dish with pineapple. How dare you? Book riot melts down over the wrong comics again. Don't care. Don't know who they are. Avatar star sparks feud after calling Neytiri a racist. So this is Zoe Saldana calling her own character in the movie Avatar racist. Like, is this the full jump the shark woke or what? Not only is everybody in the audience racist, but so's my character. Everything's racist. You can't escape it. Here are some Yuletide comic book covers. Because when I think of Christmas covers, I think of girls with big butts. So, yeah, there's Jingle Bell. Lobo, that's an old one. The Hulk. I don't know. That one doesn't look too good. The Badger, that's a super old one. That's like from the 80s. The cover price is $2.75. Archie's Christmas Stocking, that cover price, that's from 1993. You're just putting up random covers of Christmas things. Zebek's Demise. Pineapple pizza. How dare you make me say that. Indie Phantom. You can get cancer from pronouncing that word. Carleton U is one of my alma maters. Uh-oh. Did they teach you everything is racist? All right, moving on to the rap. Rob Reiner, remembered as the nicest guy in Hollywood in Chelsea Handler's Critics' Choice monologue. Unless you were Donald Trump, and then he did and said nasty things, I think. Elon Musk reunites with Donald and Melania Trump at Mar-a-Lago dinner. All right. Maduro's regular public dancing was a factor in Trump's decision to strike Venezuela, the New York Times reports. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you see, everybody. It's not that Trump made a strategic decision on the use of American power to take out a communist dictator in our backyard who may have had a hand in rigging our election, who's sitting on 303 billion barrels of oil, who may also have a bunch of Bitcoin, who also may be working with China, Russia, Iran, and other enemies of America, who may be part of a cartel operation to funnel tons and tons of fentanyl in this country. But yeah, Trump probably went after him because he danced. Indie Phantom started watching the new Chevy Chase doc. Kind of ticked there. There are interviews with Ryan Reynolds and Kevin Smith off the bat. That's weird. Who cares what they think of Chevy Chase? When did Kevin work with Chevy Chase? When did Ryan Reynolds work with Chevy Chase? I mean, look, Chevy was not easy to work with, I hear. But he is a comedic genius. He really is. He's still funny. I heard he did a live event. He's been doing live events because he's pretty old now and he sometimes needs a walker or a wheelchair, but I'm not sure he really does because according to what I heard, he showed up to this live event and they put out a walker for him and he purposely walked away from the walker and just fell over. Which I don't know if it actually was him being old man Chevy and he literally missed his walker or he just fell just for a laugh. Because he used to do that stuff all the damn time. And believe me when I say he would do that stuff for a laugh all the time. That if you've ever read the SNL book, the book on Saturday Night Live, about the early days when it was funny, and Chevy co-created the show, by the way, he went to, I want to say it was Doug Ebersol's wedding, which was on the beach. And after the bride and groom kissed, he just walked out of the audience, picked up the bride, and walked her right into the ocean and dropped her. And everybody was laughing their ass off. And he just left her there and walked back out of the surf. And he would do stuff like that all the time. Indie Phantom. Reiner was so kind to those he disagreed with. Universities are woke, Tony. I have 3 degrees and that was there when they started going nuts. Now it would be unbearable. They didn't work with Chase. They had to speak to him. They had to speak to him as an influence. Oh, weird. Why would anybody watch that documentary then? Why would he agree to do it? Maybe he needed the money. I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard to save your money when you're making millions and millions every year and you just figure it'll never end, but you got to put some of that away. You got to save for a rainy day. I mean, I didn't, but you should. But then again, I didn't really make any money. But if I made millions of dollars, you'd be sure I'd still have a couple of million just sitting there. I mean, you could just put like, when you make millions of dollars, all you have to do is put like, I don't know, 2-3 million in the bank and just leave it there. And just make sure you're getting some, buy some, this isn't financial advice, by the way, but you just buy those, I don't know what they're called, IRAs or whatever. And you'll make, 50K per million or something. And you just roll that over every year and you'll just have extra money. And if you can't live off of like 50 or 100K a year, I mean, look at Mickey Rourke. Let's see. Indie Phantom. Chase is a brilliant troll. He had a cow in his university dorm and got kicked the hell out. He was also a musician first. Oh, that's right. I guess did he play piano? I want to say. Indie Phantom. Chase is pretty funny in the doc. I might have to say it. Marjorie Taylor Greene slams Trump for the capture of Maduro. We don't consider Venezuela our neighborhood. MTG's arc is so weird. She's gone from being the biggest MAGA supporter to being Liz Cheney and losing her seat. It's so nasty how people just turn on Trump sometimes. But, oh well. Why 2026 could be the Marvel Cinematic Universe's savior or endgame. Well, you know which one I think it is. All right, getting into comic book news. Marvel drops new Wonder Man trailer ahead of Disney Plus premiere. This Wonder Man trailer is much better. It's much better. Number one, it's a comedy. And I did another piece on this one because this one was so much better. So it's a comedy. And the premise of the series, which they should have put in the first trailer, Indie Phantom, I have heard a tip that the movie The Last Laugh with Chase and Richard Dreyfuss is a hidden gem, only a few years old. Oh, I don't remember that one. Drums and piano Chase plays. So I did a trailer analysis on this new Wonder Man trailer only because it's completely different from the one they dropped. And the premise of the series is he's an actor in LA and he wants to be Wonder Man. They're going to remake this Wonder Man TV show into a movie, but they're parroting the current era in movies that there's superhero fatigue, right? So nobody really wants to do it, but there's this crazy director and he has a new take. So he's going to hire Simon, the main character, to be Wonder Man. But they make him sign a document declaring that he does not have any superpowers. But it turns out he does have superpowers. But he's hiding them because he wants to get the role. So then they hire him to be Wonder Man, but he has to keep his superpowers a secret because apparently a bunch of the government knows that he has superpowers and they're after him. So it also includes a bit of an obscure organization from the Marvel Universe called Damage Control. And Damage Control in the Marvel Universe is the government outfit that fixes up places after superheroes have a fight. So they come in and they fix everything and they remove all the strange creatures and radiation or whatever so people can go back to work and pretend like it never happened. And so Damage Control is after him, and he's got to keep his superpowers a secret from the studio in order to keep his dream alive to be famous. And then on top of that, Ben Kingsley is in it as the character he played in Iron Man 3. And in Iron Man 3, he plays the Manchurian, who in the comics, he was this evil terrorist. But in the movie, he pretends to be a terrorist. He's really an actor who pretends to be a terrorist. He gets hired to do it as a distraction due to the plot of Iron Man 3. But now he's back, and he's playing the same role, and he ends up being Simon's manager. And when I first saw the trailer, they didn't have any of the superhero stuff in it. It was just an actor auditioning to be Wonder Man, and I was like, what the F is this? There's no superpowers in it. But now they finally explain what the hell it is. So it actually looks like the first thing on Disney Plus I would want to watch. Indie Phantom. Chase made a lot of weird movie choices. Let's get the directors of Halloween and The Exorcist to do a couple of comedies. Tony, do you like how I am staying on your topic of Chevy Chase? I don't mind. I like Chevy Chase. Yeah, I mean, like, Fletch was a good thing. He did that movie with Goldie Hawn, which didn't do too well. That was like his first big movie out of SNL. But he admits in the documentary he shouldn't have left SNL. He should have stayed and done movies. But he left, and it kind of messed him up for a while. But then he did, Caddyshack. That was friggin' classic. He turned down Animal House because Animal House was originally written for Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, and Chevy Chase. Belushi was, of course, Bluto, and he's in the movie. But then D-Day was supposed to be Dan Aykroyd, which is why D-Day in the movie rides up the frat house stairs on a motorcycle, because they wanted to write in a Harley for him to ride because he liked to ride Harleys, and that was a way to get him on the movie, but it didn't work. And then Chevy was going to play Otter, the Tim Matheson role. And that would have been quite a different movie. But you could see, if you watch Animal House, how that could be a Chevy role. That would have been a good Chevy role. And it would have been a good Dan Aykroyd role. I think it would have been, I think it still would have been a great movie if they had been in it. But like, Eddie Murphy being in Ghostbusters, that would have been a completely different movie, I think. Indie Phantom, Tony, do you like... Oh, I read that one already. What the hell else was Chevy in? He was in Fletch. That was pretty good. Christmas Vacation. The Vacation movies, of course. That was pretty big. I mean, the problem with Chevy is he's always Chevy in the movies. Like, he wasn't really an actor. Right? He was more of a comedic actor, so he had to be in comedies. Which is interesting because it seems like he's kind of an angry guy. And he might have actually been good in a drama with the right role, or maybe as a villain. But I guess he didn't want to play those. And he was actually great in Community, too. I loved him in Community. When they took him off, I was like pissed. I think they should have just buried the hatchet with him. But the thing was, there's all this controversy. Indie Phantom, Silver Streak is a good movie. Is he in Silver Streak? I don't think he's in Silver Streak. But Richard Pryor is. And Chevy Chase famously did an SNL sketch with Richard Pryor where they both shout racial slurs at each other. And so what he was accused of on Community was dropping the N-bomb. And it's like, it's Chevy Chase. Back in the 70s when he dropped an N-bomb, it was hilarious because he was doing it with Richard Pryor. It's like, I don't know. First off, I don't even know if it's true. Second off, even if it is true, he might have been making a joke or making a point. And it might have been taken out of context. I don't know. Anywho, Will Smith was sued by a male tour violinist over sexual harassment and grooming claims. Now, I had heard many moons ago that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett were both gay and they were each other's beards. But I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. But I heard that about a lot of different people in Hollywood. But specifically, they were on the top of the list of that kind of rumor. So, I don't know. And John Travolta and his wife, too. Stranger Things spinoff, entirely new mythology, says Duffer Brothers. Oh, enjoy that. The Duffer Brothers. That sounds like the two people who will be watching that show. This is why you don't leave your current series with, you don't leave people with a bad taste in their mouth. This is why you got to make a good ending. This is why you got to, again, give something back when you come up with this cockamamie scheme to put the finale in movie theaters. To make it special, you should have given something away. You should have done it. Instead of just shaking fans by their ankles until all the money falls out, you should have done something special for them. And then they would be on eBay right now buying and selling your various merchandise, whatever you gave away. Even if you gave away as something as cheap as a bunch of trading cards, which would have worked perfectly for the 80s, because 80s trading cards were really big, and they would put them out, and it would just be stills of the movie or TV show with quotes from the movie or TV show and facts on the back. You could put out one pack of Stranger Things cards with all the main characters, some relevant information on the back, some bubble gum in there, giving it away at movie theaters. People would have went bananas and sold this stuff online. 100,000 packs. That's what I would have done. Make sure every theater gets, 2,000 packs to give away. What would it have cost you? It wouldn't even cost you $100,000. I don't think. And even if it did cost you that much, it would have been well worth it to leave people with a sense of, oh, wow, these guys are great. I got this amazing pack of cards. I just sold it on eBay for $50. So good luck with that new show that I'm never going to watch. Like, I'll never watch that show. Just like I won't watch the Game of Thrones stuff. I'm done. You burned me. You burned me. You used me, Skinner. You used me. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching Star Wars. I'm not watching any of this stuff because you burned me. You burned me so bad, I never want to see it again. I'm not going to give you a chance to burn me again. You think I go to a used car lot and the guy sells me a lemon, I'll go back to him? Well, this time he's not going to sell me a lemon. No, I'm done. Done. And so are a lot of other people. So good luck with that. I hope you pour another $200 million into that show. James Bond video game, Woke. 007 First Light. Bond evolved to reflect modern values. Because, you know, that's what we wanted to see. For years, we saw Bond drink, smoke, have sex with beautiful women, and we all said, oh, won't you stop this? Won't you please ruin the excitement? There's too much excitement here. I'm seeing too many beautiful women and vices. Oh, please make it stop. Well, congratulations, you finally did it. Oh, and you did it in a video game that's aimed at men. Oh, men hate beautiful women and smoking and drinking. They hate it. Oh, my gosh. Thank God you've saved us. Thank God, woke video game company. You have saved us from ourselves. I'm sure you'll sell many copies. I bet people can't wait to be preached at about the patriarchy or whatever woke nonsense you jammed into this one. Oh, I bet they can't wait. Supergirl and Clayface raise red flags for Warner Brothers in 2026. You think? I mean, Supergirl, I think it's going to be bad. And when Supergirl crashes and burns, that's going to hurt the Lobo movie, which is, at this point, probably the movie they should have just made. They should have just went right to the Lobo movie. Because at least Jason Momoa hasn't worn out his welcome yet. But it was the smart thing to do to introduce him in another movie. But if you introduce him in a bad movie nobody sees, who cares? It taints his character. You always want to start with your best foot forward. There was no reason you couldn't introduce him in the Superman movie. Not really. Avengers Doomsday Thor trailer confirms Chris Hemsworth will return. Yeah, as a totally cucked guy, as a single dad. That's how they're billing Thor in the next movie. That's another friggin' trailer rant and a half. I lost my damn mind when I saw this trailer. It's Thor praying to Odin, who's dead. See, in Norse mythology, Valhalla is where the gods live. It's supposed to be the afterlife. But in the comics, it's kind of like its own planet, but they destroyed that. So who is he praying to? Who is he praying to exactly? He's dead. They killed off Odin. They destroyed Valhalla. Where do they even go now? Where is the afterlife for the people who lived in the afterlife? And he's praying to him. Why? Does he have a religion outside the Norse mythology? It doesn't make any sense. Hollywood is so irreligious, it's doubly dumb. And what does he pray? Well, at first he says, I pray I could be a strong warrior. And then I'm like, well, that's kind of Thor-like. They're glossing over the fact that there's no Valhalla and There's no Odin for him to pray to, but okay. But then he goes on and he goes, I also pray I could be a, he says, I forget exactly what he says. Says something like to be a good father or to be kind for, his daughter, which I didn't even know he had. Apparently he adopted one in the last movie. So it's his adopted daughter. His daughter makes no sense. His adopted daughter makes slightly more sense, I guess. Yes, this is what I wanted to see from Thor. You know, the immortal warrior that has been passed down for hundreds and hundreds of years. What I wanted to see is not him fighting, which he is depicted as with his hammer in literally every image going back centuries. No. I didn't want to see that as a fan of comic books and being a male. No. What I wanted to see is him struggle with being a single dad with an adopted daughter that came out of nowhere. Because nothing says exciting thrills and chills like talking to your daughter in her bedroom because she's having a tough time. At what? I don't know. I assume taking over the mantle and being better at Thor than Thor ever was. But I don't know for sure. I assume that's the direction Disney is heading in. So you could see the adventures of new Thor. The girl Thor. Because, first girl Thor didn't work out with Natalie Portman. Oh, don't worry. We'll introduce a second girl Thor. That'll work. Will this one be black and empowered? I don't know. It's the most woke-tarded thing MCU. I am really hoping for the demise of the MCU now. Really hoping for it. I hope this movie is just so woke. Even the people who like woke stuff go, oh, this was too much. I just want to see it all burn. Just let it all go. I want to see Disney go out of business. I really do. Will it happen? Nah, we'll see. Hold on. I got to blow my nose one more time. So, moving on. That Park Place. Oh my God, it's 10 o'clock already. The untold domestic box office collapse. Movies made 14% less on average in 2025 versus 2024. Why? That's such a mystery. Could it be that there's no quality and they raised the prices and they're making actually less than that? Disney celebrates America's 250th anniversary in 2026 Tournament of Roses. They celebrated America? Well, it's about time, Disney. Too little, too late, though. This week, Barry Weiss, who took over CBS News, invited George Clooney to visit the CBS newsroom after the actor claims she is dismantling the news organization, which isn't true. And then Clooney announced him and his wife and his kids are now French citizens and are moving to France. Don't come back. Indie Phantom, what? Box office imploding? I know, it's scary, but true. Over at Geeks and Gamers, Indie Phantom, don't invite Clooney. The Stranger Things ending is the ultimate example of cowardly modern Hollywood writing. I guess. I think it's just bad. I literally think they... the first season of Stranger Things is really solid, and I enjoyed it. But most of that enjoyment came from the nostalgia of it. It wasn't so much the writing. It was just very nostalgic. And it was more that what they hinted at but never showed. But then when they actually had to show stuff, and they probably, and according to one report, they never intended to go past season 1. Their intention was to do season 1 Stranger Things, and then season 2 was going to be a completely different story with different characters set in a different arena. And the Netflix apparently said, no, keep doing that. So Indie Phantom, bye Clooney, guess his Broadway career ended. Oh, he'll be back because I bet his money's still here. Yeah, he'll move to France, but his money will stay here where it cannot pay taxes like the French taxes, because they are taxing millionaires in France. Now, I don't know. Maybe he's got so much money. Let's see how much George Clooney has. George Clooney's got a lot of money because he sold his tequila business. I hear he sold that for $1 billion, so he's got to be over 500 million easily. Yeah, 500 million. Indie Phantom, now I have no need to watch Stranger Things except maybe season 1. Yeah, it's decent. It's decent. But they should have just stopped it there. They should have ended it at the end of season 1. Rumor, Avengers Doomsday, Korean ratings board hints at 6 teaser trailers instead of 4. Oh my, more trailers. That's what we need. Indie Phantom, Clooney still has bat money. No, he took some of that bat money and he was one of the first celebrities to start his own tequila brand. And he did it before anybody else did in Hollywood. And then it became a super hot thing to do it right after he did. But he sold the whole company allegedly for $1 billion. Now he probably had some partners, so, but still, he made a killing. Over at Breitbart, Democrats stand behind imprisoned narco-terrorist Maduro. DC fundraise in protest of Trump's admin capture of Venezuelan dictator. Why you would promote this is just insane. Over at Entertainment, Ethan Hawke trashes Trump after U.S. apprehends Nicolas Maduro. Power corrupts. Does it not corrupt Maduro? Let's see. Hollywood celebrities rushed to call for Trump's impeachment. These were the usual suspects: John Cryer, Mark Ruffalo, Mia Farrow, and on and on and on. But here's the thing. Joe Rogan says drug overdose deaths have dropped off a cliff due to Trump admin's boat strikes. So I think you can see a correlation here. Indie Phantom, wonder what tequila it was and why that was a good investment. Let's see. What was George Clooney's tequila company called? Casamigos? He co-founded with Rand Gerber and Mike Meldham in 2013. The brand gained widespread recognition for its smooth, high-quality tequila and was named the fastest-growing spirits brand of 2022. It was acquired by Diageo in June 2017 for up to $1 billion. There it is. Man. Going outside really phlegmed me the hell up. All right. Quick peek at New York Post. Oh, more Trump announcements. What did he do now? Trump says U.S. must restore law and order to Venezuela before elections. Opposition leader could only win with his support. Okay. I hope that doesn't cost us much. Biden's extravagant pension is the largest of any president in history, more than what he made as president. Why does he get more? Indie Phantom, crazy money. Yep. Let's see. New York City subways jump to crazy $3 per ride as strap hangers aren't happy. Now, this was done allegedly by Kami Mandani, the new mayor, who is promising free buses. I don't know if he promised the subway to be free. But, yeah, good luck with that. Color-coded. Northwest 12 shows off new bridge piercing, blackened teeth, and a 106-carat diamond pendant. What the hell? She looks weird. Leftward ho, nearly 60% of New York City voters support Mamdani's socialism. Enjoy those $3 fares. Near naked bandit, wearing nothing but a tablecloth, arrested for a string of alleged car robberies. How can you be nearly naked and rob things? Don't you need a bag to hold your loot? Or are you just going to put it in your underwear? That doesn't sound like a good idea. What if you steal something sharp? Let's see. That's sad. Don't want to read that. Mamdani does not stand with the Venezuelans. It was Maduro and collectivism that destroyed my country. That's a Venezuelan op-ed, I assume. Here's Critics' Choice Awards. Oh, let's end on this. We'll do the red carpet. Indie Phantom. Free buses out of the city. Black teeth and green hair. Not sexy, in my opinion. All right, let's see who we got here. Let's see. What do I click here? Do I click or scroll? No, I'm scrolling. That is Ariana Grande. Looking very skinny, as usual. Some dude, Jacob Lordy. Oh, who's that? Elle Fanning. Her boobs are flattening out. She is flattening them boobs. I think you needed a bra. Tiana Taylor, wearing a suit that's part Sherlock Holmes and part Cruella de Vil, I think. Oh, that's a nice suit. I would wear that suit. Michael B. Jordan. Jessica Biel. Oh, remember her? Species, right? Isn't she the alien in Species? She still looks kind of hot. Amanda Seyfried. She looks okay. I don't know. She's less hot now that I know how woke she is. Indie Phantom. Some not great fashion. Yeah, none of it's great. Chase Infinity. It's kind of a weird looking outfit. Paul Downs and Megan Stalter. I don't know, Megan. I don't think you should have wore something that exposed so much flesh. You know what I'm saying? Indie Phantom. Beale was not in Species. Oh, well, who was that then? Natasha Henstridge? Is that who I'm thinking of? Jessica Biel was something. She was hot in some hot movie. Who the hell was in Species? Yeah, Natasha Henstridge. All right, Jessica Biel. What was she in? The Illusionist, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Total Recall, the remake. Well, she's in a lot of stuff. Huh. She was in Johnny Bravo. That's kind of fun. I could have sworn she was in something I remember, but... Indie Phantom. She is hot, though. All right, this is Leighton Meester and Adam Brody. It just looks like a normal couple. Indie Phantom. Beale is hot in powder blue as a stripper. Oh, there you go. Kristen Bell. Looks like Kristen Bell, I guess. Alicia Silverstone. Kind of not... it looks like your dress doesn't quite fit you right. I think you needed a fitting there. Megan Fahey. I don't know her, but she's kind of hot. Rose Byrne. She looks okay, I guess. Mia Goth. That's probably the most normal thing I've ever seen Mia Goth wear. Rhea Seehorn. See, she's wearing something very, like, sort of normal. I could see that. Although they should have put her behind a different background. Natasha Lyonne. Looking like, I don't know. She's like some sort of Elton John impersonator or something. I don't know. That looks like an Elton John outfit to me. Justine Loopy. Don't remember her. I don't know half these people. Chase Sue Wonders. Don't know her. Chelsea Handler. Ugh. Ego Nguyen. That doesn't look very good. Odysee Azion. Kind of like a colonial space queen. Jennifer Goodwin. Looks like a little her pixie sidekick of the space queen. Kaylee Cuckoo or Kuoko. Now she's normally kind of hot, but that's not a very hot outfit. It's like they put all the hot chicks in dumpy outfits. I don't care about Paul Mescal. Bella Ramsey. Ugh. Gross. Quinta Brunson. Don't really know her. Janelle James. Don't know her. At least there's only one picture of everybody. Sherry Lee Ralph. Don't know her. Hannah Einbinder. Don't know her. Can't even pronounce that name. Oh, there we go. Ali Larder. Looking smoking. That's a smoking hot blonde chick right there. Don't care about him. Don't care about him. Who's that? Kerry Russell. I think she used to be hot way back when. Britt Lauer. Don't know her. Adam Smith. Or Adam Scott. Erin Doherty. Don't remember her. There's Adam Sandler and his wife. Sterling K. Brown. Jimmy Kimmel. Ugh. And his wife. Jean Smart. Never really liked her. Indie Phantom. Oh no, Beale was in Rob Reiner's Terribly Woke Shock and Awe. Catherine Lanassa with a very too short of a haircut. Don't know her. Don't know him. Don't really know her. McKenna Grace, I guess. Oh man, it's a lot of non-celebrities here for me. Seth Rogen. Oh my god, dude. Turn it off. Don't know her. Don't know him. Don't know him. Don't know him. Don't know them. Nick Offerman. Nick Offerman shouldn't be allowed outside without a mustache. Looks weird. Don't know him. Mary Steenburgen. Haven't seen her in a while. She looks alright for her age, I guess. Ted Danson. Ethan Hawke. Jeff Goldblum. Of course, doing a Jeff Goldblum in the middle of doing Jeff Goldblum. Noah Schnapp. Oh, here's Will, the gay kid in Stranger Things. You know how I know he's gay? Because he talks about it nonstop. Benicio del Toro. Mark Ruffalo, and I guess his wife. I don't know that dude. Kathy Bates, who lost all the weight. Nicole Bainhane. She looks pretty good. There's William H. Macy. Don't know him. Alexander Skarsgård. Charlie Hunnam. Don't know him. Don't really know him. Don't know him. Oh, there's Sebastian Maniscalco. Man, everybody was at this thing. Don't know him. Don't know him. Don't know her. Don't know her. Oh, Chloe Zhao, director of The Eternals. I know you love The Eternals. Indie Phantom. Steenburgen was a hottie back in the day. Yes, she was. She's kind of cute. Aaron Foster. Don't know him. Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. Don't care. Don't care. There's dudes. Rose McIver. Don't know her. Craig Robinson. Oh, he looks like he lost some weight. Good for him. He was getting fat. Oscar Nunez. So it's like an office reunion. Don't know her. Patricia Arquette. Well, she's up there. But I guess she doesn't look too bad. She's a little hefty now. Don't know him. Don't know him. Don't know her. Carrie Preston. Sounds familiar. Don't know them. Don't know him. God, I can't believe they took all these pictures. Michelle Wong. Don't know any of these people. We're really getting down to... she's kind of hot, I guess. Kind of hot. Pretty hot. Arden Cho. Don't care about him. Don't know them. Don't know her. Got a pregnant woman. Don't know him. Almost to the end. Don't know him. Kind of a see-through dress going on there. Don't know her. Don't know him. Don't know him. Oh, wait. That's Stellan Skarsgård from the MCU. He was one of the scientists. Zevix Demise. Film is cheap these days. Oh, that's true. Don't know her. She doesn't look like she wants to be there. She looks kind of pissed off. And a whole cast of people. Almost to the end. Oh, Michael Emerson. I recognize him. I forget what he's from. Joel Edgerton. And Bradley Whitford. Oh, he complains about Trump all the time. Indie Phantom. I am currently on a weight loss journey. It's rough at times, but soon my older clothes will fit again and save my dumbass some money. Good for you. Just cut out all that junk. David Alan Grier. Boy, he was disappointing in that movie whose title I probably shouldn't say on YouTube. Jillian Bell. Oh, why did she cut her hair? She does not look good in that picture or that dress. She's funny, though. I don't know that guy. And the last guy, I also don't know. A lot of people, alleged celebrities, I just don't know who the hell they are. And that's it for me, Tony D. I think I got to wrap up here because my nose won't stop running after that Eagles game, and it's been... Oh, right. I started at 8. I started late, so it's really only been 2.5 hours. Well, I'm going to wrap it here anyway because I can't stop blowing my nose. What else is coming up this year? Well, I don't know. Nothing much to look forward to. Let's see coming attractions really quick. I looked at this the other day. I tried to look at it in the IMDb like we normally do, but I went through a bunch of these movies and I did a video, but I had to delete it because I messed it up. Zebek's Demise. Don't you know who I am? No. But there's not a lot of stuff coming up this year. Here's what I'll put in. Well, I already went through the most anticipated movies, but if you go to Wikipedia, you can literally find out every movie that's coming out in 2026. And it doesn't look great. It does not look great at all. So, I think we have more declining box office to look forward to this year. But you never know. I mean, we're having a pretty good January. So that's one thing. What'll be the trends? Probably more video games. Definitely more musicals. Because Hollywood decided that was going to be a trend. And they're pushing it hard. Today we learned that 2026 looks a lot like 2025. Yeah, only with less money, I think. What else did we learn? Zebek's Demise. The only thing I am excited for in 2026 is Fatal Frame 2. And that's a remake. Fatal Frame 2. What the heck is that? Let's see. Crimson Butterfly, a survival horror video game developed for Tecmo by PlayStation 2, serving as the second entry for the Fatal Frame series. Huh. Had no idea. Zebek's Demise. Oh, and the Pineys. Thank you, my friend. Bless you. Working on the Pineys book 20 now, and that's what I probably should get back to. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Sorry I had to be late, but I had to see the Eagles game. It was a moral imperative. I'll be back next week with... Yeah, it's not going to be a problem next week because there ain't nothing going on in January. What else is going on, though? More videos this week. The channel's been doing really well. Speaking of which, give me an upvote on your way out. And we've been, as you can see, attracting new people. Because I've got new people coming into the channel for a change. I did another Indian movie a couple of days ago, and that's bringing me some hits. I'm not trying to do a lot of Indian movies, but every once in a while one comes up that's pretty interesting. But just in general, the channel's been going well. I'm a little weirded out by that, but suddenly I'm going up on the YouTube stats. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. What else? That's about it. I got to get my year going. I hope you'll start. This is the true start of 2026, Monday, the Monday after New Year's, for me anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the ground running. So I hope you hit the ground running too. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.